think you're getting the impression that something big is going down.
We're coming to Texas, baby.
That is filthy, dude.
They can tussle with the very best.
And Paris just looks unstoppable.
You can't ask for a better story.
Shoyu Hunters absolutely dominant now. And they've actually done it!
The Hangzhou Spark, unbelievable.
They make it look easy. I can't wait to get this started, man. I can't believe this happened!
It's time to get this party started. Yeehaw! We're back, Overwatch fans, and we are live from Dallas, Texas for day 2 of the first homestand ever in the Overwatch League. The Dallas Fuel are hosting 7 other teams, and some of the best Overwatch players in the world are gearing up for a Texas showdown here in Big D. Welcome inside the sold-out Allen Event Center. This is the Watchpoint Pre-Show presented by State Farm. I'm your host, Chris Bucket, joined at the desk. We've got the whole crew. You know them, you love them. Starting from this end this time, we got Sideshow, Bren, and Zoe. Guys, it's day 2. How we feeling?
Fantastic. We had an absolute glorious first day and can't wait for all the action going down on the stage today.
It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, we have maybe the biggest game of the entire homestand as well, the final game of the day, the Battle for Texas, which is actually just going to be nuts with this home crowd.
I know Bren is a big fan of the Outlaws. He's got some faith today. We've got a big old Texas-sized show for you today, including the 4th installment in the Battle of Texas. This home state crowd is going to be rocking our match of the week later on today. Plus, the Paris Eternal get their first taste of real Texas BBQ, and we test their knowledge of the Lone Star State. And it's a southern fried version of an old staple, Emote Control, with all the best moments from our weekend in Dallas. When the pros lock horns on stage, y'all will see the Hangzhou Spark face the Paris Eternal, and the Chengdu will face off against London Spitfire. We'll also see the Seoul Dynasty clash with the LA Valiant before the biggest match of the week here in Texas. Make some noise if you're excited for this one. The Houston Outlaws and the Dallas Fuel will battle for state supremacy in front of this sold-out Dallas crowd. Houston was shut out by Seoul yesterday, while Dallas rode the wave of energy from this fired-up crowd to a 4-0 stomping of the Valiant. If we look at the trajectory of this Dallas Fuel franchise, though, Sideshow, they seem to be on the way up, right?
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at the comparison of these two teams and the last times that they've played, Houston Outlaws have won every single time. But if you look back at the Fuel roster from 2018, the last time these two teams played, I mean, it's almost incomparable. You've got some crazy names on there, Blast from the Past, you've got Harry Hook, Taimu, Siegel, Mickey. They've basically changed out the majority of their roster, though. So the kind of roster we're expecting to see today would be something more like this. They've retooled their roster, added some key pieces. Note coming in has really empowered OG. They've got AKM, brought him from the bench, and he's now a real star player for them. And their coaching staff has been making large leaps and bounds with this team. This is Dallas Fuel at the height of the stock has never been higher for the Dallas Fuel. In their franchise history, they've never been as good as they are right now. And so this is the perfect time for them to take revenge on Houston.
And individually, if you want to look at any player to prove this, there's no better player to look at than OG. This guy was an absolute freak of nature on the main tank role, and it's the one role you need to be paying attention to if you want to see how well a team is going to be performing. And he's just been getting better and better and better. I think he's making a case right now for the most improved player from 2018 to 2019, and that's partly due to the fact that, as you mentioned, Sideshow, a lot of these changes coming in, Note also enabling him to make these big plays, but now he is the forefront of this Dallas Fuel squad. He is the one leading them to success every single time.
So you know the Outlaws are not only going to be battling a thriving Fuel squad, but also they're going up against 4,500 Dallas Fuel fans in the venue. How can Houston possibly stifle the Dallas team today?
I mean, to be fair, Puckett, there were still quite a bunch of Outlaws fans in the audience yesterday.
There they are.
That's right. Make some
wow.
noise. However, I'm pretty sure the fans as well as the team, they're not oblivious to the fact that this is going to be an uphill battle if they go up against the Dallas Fuel. I hope that we see what the Houston Outlaws look at best at. I want to see Jake on that far up popping off. I want to see Linkster on Soldier again. I don't want to see Dante on Diva. Stop that immediately. Bring him back on Sombra.
Take a Tracer.
Yeah, Tracer, Sombra, anything will do. Just don't do any of what we saw yesterday. They did look good on the first map. I don't think they played bad. They just have to kind of come together as a team. And if they're sticking to their strength, they should be able to win some of those maps for sure.
This match is going to be so crazy. I know the building is going to be electric. But another exciting matchup we got today is Chengdu going up against London. The Hunters came up short against Hangzhou Spark yesterday, while London has been cruising in Stage 2. Chengdu could really use a win right now if they want to stay in the Stage 2 playoff hunt, but they'll have a tough run against a Spitfire squad that is 5-0 and looking every bit like the 2018 Grand Finals champs.
Yeah, they absolutely are, Puckett. And a big part of the reasoning for this is this tank trio that they've got going on right now in the form of Gesture, Fury, and Prophet. These guys are phenomenal. They're only getting better right now in 2019. They've been learning the meta game as it is. They've been learning how to play it. It feels like the longest time. This triple tank, triple support, they weren't as comfortable on it, but now they are picking up speed. They're ramping up. They're heating up. And this is looking like the same, as you said, Puckett, the same squad that we saw in the 2018 Grand Finals, where they started picking up a lot of speed, a lot of momentum in the playoffs leading up to this final moment. London right now are looking like they could compete with a lot of these top teams like your San Francisco Shock, like your Titans, you know, and like your New York Excel. So right now, very impressed by London.
Yeah, I also love how much they get fired up by crowds as well. It seems like they play better when the pressure is on. But I want to take a look at Prophet and Birdring, because in this match, when they play against Chengdu, we might see them on a bunch of different DPS picks. Prophet, notorious. I would pick him #1. If there was a draft system in the Overwatch League, Prophet would be my #1, hands down. Can play almost any hero you give him. And then Birdring, even though he's actually been looking pretty good on Brigitte recently, it's always a pleasure to see him back on those hit scan picks. If he's able to play the Soldier 76, the McCree, if he can play Widow or even Ashe like we just saw there, Chengdu do offer opportunities for doing that kind of stuff. We saw Shanghai do it. So maybe we see London flex on them a little bit and bring out Prophet and Birdring.
You know, a few weeks ago, I would have been really worried for Chengdu Hunters there, because we didn't really see them playing hit scan on a very high level, as Yang Xiao Long,
That's
exactly how it's called. It's a complicated, very long name, all right? But as Yang Xiao Long hasn't really been a part of the team at the very beginning, and then when he came in, he didn't really play those hit scan heroes he was famous for, McCree and Widowmaker. Yesterday, however, he really popped off on those hit scan heroes. And I do think if we're heading into Oasis, if we are heading into Jungle Time today against London, this is where he can shine again. So I very much hope to see more of that today.
We know the Pandas are definitely hungry to get a win here in Dallas, as are the Paris Eternal. Paris did satisfy their actual hunger, though, for some genuine Texas BBQ with our own insider, Mika Burton, earlier this week. We'll show you Paris' night out in Dallas when we return here on the Watchpoint Pre-Show. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. Our third match today pits the Seoul Dynasty against Los Angeles Valiant. The Valiant were completely overwhelmed by this Texas crowd against Dallas yesterday, right guys? While Seoul earned a convincing win over the Houston Outlaws. Brent, what impressed you about the Dynasty? They had a huge performance here in the Big D.
Well, I'm on a bit of a tear right now, I think, in terms of focusing on a lot of tank play with these teams. And in particular, Michelle and Marvel have been steadily impressing me as the season has progressed. I think Michelle, the #1 trait you want in a D.Va player is going to be that consistency, and that was his #1 goal, I think. He negated so many ultimates, a real standout player, and honestly, D.Va is one of those roles where if you're not really popping off too much, you can still have a massive impact that's not quite evident. And that enables Marvel, that you saw just there as well, to really put in some work on a lot of these roles. And Marvel, what I love the most about him is that he doesn't overextend. He just plays his role that the team needs. And, you know, the rest of the team can pick up the slack. Seoul have got so much talent. They are stacked on this roster. So he knows he doesn't have to play a big game.
Yeah, previously it was really kind of, I don't want to say easy, but I'm going to say it for the lack of a better word. It was easy to abuse the aggression we saw from Seoul whenever Fisher was in, because he was very aggressive and he did tend to overextend. He didn't really get the support he needed and the resources he needed from his team to actually not die. So Seoul couldn't really pull off that aggressive look. Now with Marvel, who's playing a more team-oriented aggression, it actually works out really well for them. As you said, the off-tanks really support him in that role. They're really flexing between front line and back line and really make it able for him to go in a little bit more aggressive. I really love what we've seen from Marvel so far.
This new look Seoul Dynasty as well is basically 4 rookies plus Toby and Jaehong. And Toby and Ryu Jaehong are legends in the scene. These guys were the best backline. They redefined what a support duo could do throughout 2016, 2017. They fell off last season, and people were wondering, are we even going to see these guys this year? Are they going to be good? We had no idea. But with Toby back on Lucio and Jaehong at his side, this duo's synergy has got right back up to its peak performance and is such an impactful backline for the Seoul Dynasty. And they're looking really nasty across their tank line, DPS, and supports now.
They've been so good all around. It's going to be a huge day 2 in Dallas, and kicking things off is the Hangzhou Spark versus the Paris Eternal. Hangzhou is 3-2 this stage, including a win yesterday, while Paris dropped to 2-3 with the loss to London. These two teams appear to be pretty evenly matched up. So, Zoe, what individual battle are we watching today?
I think we're going to have an eye out on the Zarya players from both of those teams, Soon and Godspeed. I want to see how they stack up against each other. Soon actually think did really well yesterday as he had to go up against the league, one of the league's best Zaryas in Profit. And he actually held his own, at least in the first map, with a 60% average energy upkeep. And he wasn't really far behind in hero damage done and in every other metric either, considering that he did lose the match. So his stats actually look good, and that also reflects here Godspeed playing for the Spark, who has they have been winning their match yesterday.
Player of the match.
Yeah, and obviously like his stats are therefore going to look a little bit better. But I do think that Soon actually did really well, and he's coming to terms with being a Zarya player, it feels. Like he feels more at home in it.
All right, a lot of players told us they expected the Spark to break out here in Stage 2. Sideshow, is it finally happening? Have the Spark officially arrived?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that honestly just yet. I think we heard so much hype about the Spark, and only now are they starting to actually come together as a team. They've still got a way to go. They've still got improvements to make. But the 3-3, the GOAT style that they've been working on with Gushua and Winston and this kind of stuff is getting better. And we saw a new look from them on Junkertown where they were playing that double sniper kind of composition. The teamwork is there. I'm not quite sure that they're an elite team just yet. They're still got a long way to go before we can call them that. But they're starting to make waves, and they should be considered the favorites, I think, in this match.
Well, if you want to focus on one player in particular on the Spark right now, I think you've got to look at Gushua, this guy right here. The beast from the east, you know, he goes by many names. In the Chinese scene, his nickname is literally Primal Blades, because his Primal Rage is so good that people confuse it with the Primal, with the Dragon Blades, right? You know,
I'm not sure you made this up, or if it's
no,
actually
genuinely, his nickname is the Primal Blade. I mean, how badass is that? That is just ridiculous, right? This guy is an absolute legend, fantastic, phenomenal player, and now he's just picking up steam and momentum right now, moving into the season. He's starting to click with his team a little bit more. Very excited to see him whenever he's playing on the Winston.
And he promised they'd win out here in Stage 2. We'll see if they can get it done. Well, if Paris leaves Dallas without a win, they won't leave hungry. Our insider Mika Burton joined up with the Paris Stars for some real Texas barbecue and a little Lone Star trivia.
We are here in good old Everything's Bigger in Texas. We're at Big Ray's Barbecue, which I'm so excited for. I'm so hungry right now.
What's the meta? Like, what do you do?
What's the meta of food?
Of Texas barbecue.
This is what happens when I go out to dinner with Esports boys.
There's always a meta in life.
Did you guys have any expectations of, like, Texas before you came here?
I mean, I thought I was gonna walk out the airport and everyone was like walking around with a massive gun, you know, stuff like that. But that's what people were saying to me, you know. But it wasn't the case.
We're gonna play a fun game. I lured you guys in here with the promise of food and friendship and fun, and that was all a lie. Pitting Paris against Paris. Team 1, Soon and Cruz. Team 2, Gray and Shadowburn. So we're asking you all about Texas. And I know you've lived here.
You lived there as well.
I don't know anything. I lived here to play video games. How much do you know about LA since you moved there?
Loads.
Which is bigger, the state of Texas or the nation of France? Ready? 3,
Obviously
2,
France.
1, turn it around.
Got T for Texas.
All right, yep, you guys are both right.
You can fit like 9 Portugals into Texas.
What is bigger, the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport or the island of Manhattan in New York?
Because it's not.
3, 2, 1, show me.
Number 1.
It is the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport is bigger. But guess what? Now we're not multiple choice anymore. What is the name of the Dallas NFL team?
We do not know.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh my, no way.
Who starred in the movie Dallas Buyers Club? It starts with an M.
Matthew McConaughey.
We haven't written our. Yeah, I was going for that.
Were you gonna say his last name was?
Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, McConaughey.
That's what I said.
You said McConaughey.
I think it's a minus point.
A gift from France, the Statue of Liberty in New York, could entirely fit upright with the roof closed in which famous Texas stadium? You can't phone a friend. 3, 2, 1. Cruz is a feeder.
My own team. You just did me dirty.
It's mind gears.
Here's the thing, it was Cowboys Stadium, and we already said it was the Dallas Cowboys. Cruz, you get 2 points for having to suffer it. Which of these have actually been served at the Texas State Fair? Deep fried Twinkies, deep fried Oreos, deep fried pecan pie, deep fried Coca-Cola, deep fried jelly beans, deep fried Cadbury cream eggs, deep fried butter, or all of the above?
What about deep fried butter? What?
Deep fried Coca-Cola. Shadow would love that one for sure.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. You guys are both correct.
I wanna try the Coca. Deep fried Coke.
How do you deep fry Coke?
Unironically, I will try all of them.
Yeah?
I'm not sure I will
You would
enjoy all
eat
of them, but I'd
Deep
try.
fried butter? That sounds awful. That sounds so bad. Soon and Cruz, you are just presented with this amazing hot peach cobbler.
I mean, I'm so full. Yeah, like, I ate so much.
Chris is doing his thing. He's like feeding, you know.
Oh my
Thank you very much.
All right, before this goes any further, thank you guys for playing our Texas game. I hope you learned more about Texas. Texas is big. That's what we've learned today.
I have to say that piece was amazing. Gray definitely becoming my favorite player in the league.
I love how they just refuse to let him forget that Dogman called him a feeder. He's like, gonna become the team chef or something for them.
I love that Portugal became a measurement. That's a
Nine Portugals.
9 Portugals.
9 Portugals and 3 AKM blades.
All right, we got to keep this rolling. Of the 8 matches here in Dallas this weekend, none are bigger than our match of the week between Houston and Dallas. We've got a special preview of the Battle of Texas coming up. It's the Watchpoint Preshow, presented by State Farm.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. today, you're in for a real treat. Dallas Fuel going up against the Houston Outlaws.
We'll see who flies their flag over Texas tonight.
These guys are so creative. They're always coming up with new strategies. What are they going to show us here to start things off? Oh, there we go.
Houston Outlaws have a very loud and very proud fan base here.
But this is just raw skill we're seeing right now for the Fuel. There are undecided fans in Texas, and this is the battle for the Owl Corral right here.
This is the best of the Houston Outlaws right here.
Dallas Fuel will be able to take this with a 3-0.
Oh, and there's a Riptide to remember.
What a fantastic performance.
It's time to get this party started. Are you guys ready for the Battle of Texas? Make some noise, we're in Dallas, but so far this rivalry has been all Houston. The Outlaws have won all 3 previous matchups between the 2 teams, and the Fuel have only taken 1 map. Yes, 1 map.
Brutal.
But all of those were last season. Dallas has 7 wins this season, while Houston has 8 losses. It's time for Emote Control, presented by State Farm, where we evaluate all of the best moments from our special weekend here in Dallas so far. Fuel fans got their first chance to watch their team live in their home city, and this fan took the opportunity to the max after the match, dropping to one knee to propose with the help of his favorite Overwatch team. She says, "I'll think about it." No, just kidding. She said yes. Emote, guys, Emote, what do we got here?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I don't have the applicable signs.
No,
for this.
I don't have an emote
I think
that
this one
expresses
works,
this. It's nice, sure,
But
but I
thankfully, she said yes. Imagine the embarrassment if she didn't in front of a crowd.
At a live event,
Yeah,
that's a
like
risky
it's
move.
risky. I'm glad it worked out.
It's a big play. All right, cosplay is always fun here in the Overwatch League, but everything is in fact bigger in Texas. These fans went huge with their Reinhardt, McCree, and Ash get-ups. This shows you just how excited these fans are to have Overwatch League coming to Texas. What's the emote, guys?
Everyone's panicking, huh?
there's a range of emotions. A range of emotions.
That's your champ for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the applicable emote. Again, throw me a potato, please.
Potato, Josh.
We'll take the potato. We're struggling with the emotes. Let's keep this rolling. Everyone knows Gesture is one of the best main tanks in the league. What you may not have realized is he's also known for clicking heads these days. Gesture with the pick on Soon from Spawn on King's Road. This one through the crack was just filthy.
I'd be so tilted if I were Soon, honestly.
That's a lull. Losing a 1v1 to a main tank, lol.
I know.
You're right. You're right.
That is a lull.
No.
Brutal.
Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty.
I love the what. I love the what. There were some cool walkouts yesterday, but this one had to take the cake. Card of the London Spitfire in his full cowboy get up from the feature shot we did with him. He even throws in the sweet McCree combat roll. What do we got here, guys?
Well,
I absolutely love this. I love God. I think it was a fantastic entrance. I was hoping more players would be doing stuff like this as well.
I liked, in particular, how he scurried off at the end. Like, he was just scared to be out there any longer than he needed to be. Do the roll, go home.
You need some
the
confidence.
roll caught
though.
me by surprise, though. I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought he tripped, but then it was actually a somersault. So I'm like, oh, nice, he pulled it off.
He's very agile, Bren. I think you'd look great in that yellow shirt. That's another edition of the State Farm Emote Control. Coming up, we've got some of the Overwatch League's biggest stars taking the stage and doing battle. But who's going to win? We've got our predictions straight ahead on the Watchpoint Pre-Show. Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League. The Paris squad getting set up. Gray and the boys fast off eating their barbecue, ready to get a win today. Can they pull it off against the Spark? That is coming up in just a little bit. But it's now time, guys. We got to get it going into our prediction segment for day 2 of this Dallas homestand. And it looks like all 3 of you guys spent way too much time together yesterday because everybody has Hangzhou, London, Seoul, and Dallas over Houston. And you guys may agree on Dallas, but I know someone who doesn't, Sideshow. That's right. It's me, Jesse. I've been burning them slime greens since day 1. Y'all fuelers, y'all had no cattle. Now, this season has me madder than a wet hen, but my Outlaws fans are fixing to have their tails up today. And I hear you're all clucking there, Dallas Fuel, but I can't find your nest.
I don't think I even need to argue against you here. I could give this mic to literally anybody in the crowd apart from the little posse you have behind you, and they do my job for me. Dallas Fuel, they may have never won this before, but they are out for revenge today, and they're going to come in here, and I think they are by far the better team.
Your breath smells like cowboy, and so does your predictions there, Sideshow. That's going to do it for Watchpoint Pre-Show, presented by State Farm, or is it? What do we got there?
I got myself a little cannon here, Pucky, a little t-shirt cannon, I believe they call these in the industry. I don't know why they trusted me with this. This is actually a terrible idea. But I've also got loaded a vintage Dallas Fuel jersey that I'm going to be unleashing the 2018, I should say, inaugural season, packed deep. Now, unfortunately, I was asked not to fire this off because it needs to be done by a professional. But essentially, the gist of it is that you just kind of... I don't know where that went. I'm going to be honest.
There
you go. That was okay.
Yeah.
Well
done. They did say it's time for a professional, so I take it upon me to do it myself. Put your hands up in the back.
That's going to do it for the Watchpoint Pre-Show. Thank you for watching. So he's got some gifts for the fans. Matches coming your way next, here live from the Dallas homestand.